Okay, listen up. If you're even thinking about buying a new phone anytime soon, you need to stop and hear this. We're about to dive into a massive shift in the tech world. And trust me, ignoring it is going to cost you a ton of money. This right here is the question that started it all. I saw it on a forum, and it's a classic, right? Someone was stuck, waiting since the last model for the perfect phone. And look, it's a trap so many of us fall into, constantly wondering if something even better is just a few months away. And here's the thing, I'm just going to be blunt. That whole wait-and-see mindset, the idea that being patient will get you a better phone for a better price, it's not just a bad strategy anymore, it's a financial trap. Seriously, the rules of the game have totally changed. So let's get right into it. Why has this waiting game become so risky? Why is that old, reliable advice, to just wait for the next big thing, suddenly going to make you spend more, not less? You see, this whole mindset is built on ideas that, for years, were absolutely true. We were all trained to believe that tech prices fall over time. You wait a few months after launch, the price drops. You hold out for a big holiday sale, and you snag a great deal. But what we usually forget to calculate is the cost of our own time, the months we could have been using a better, faster tool. And now, all those other assumptions, they're completely falling apart. So what's the big bad wolf in this story? What's the hidden force that's flipping the market on its head? Well, it's not what you think. The real reason your next phone is going to be so much more expensive is AI. It all boils down to the parts, the guts of the machine, the incredibly powerful AI we use every day. Stuff like ChatGPT, it runs on the exact same high-performance hardware that goes into our smartphones. We're talking RAM, we're talking GPUs, we're talking NAND storage. All of a sudden, the entire tech world is in a massive fight for these exact same components. And this is where it gets crazy. To give you an idea of the scale of this problem, one report said that OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, has already pre-booked 40% of the entire future supply of high-end RAM. Just think about that for a second. If a factory makes 10 RAM chips, 4 of them are already gone, claimed by a single AI company before anyone else even gets a call. And it's not just RAM. By the end of 2025, that same company, OpenAI, was shooting to have 1 million GPUs. 1 million. If you've tried to build a gaming PC lately, you know how hard it is to get your hands on even one good GPU. This level of demand from one player is it's absolutely insane. So what happens when you have this kind of feeding frenzy? Well, component makers like Crucial and NVIDIA are now openly prioritizing their big, high-paying AI clients. They're literally cutting production for people like us, for the consumer market, just to meet AI demand. This creates this massive supply squeeze, and it forces phone makers to pay way more for the parts they need. And guess where that extra cost goes? Yep, straight onto the price tag of your next phone. But okay, you might be thinking this is all just theory, something that'll happen in the future. Nope, it's already happening. Let's look at the hard data because prices are already climbing in ways we have never, ever seen before. This right here is something I have personally never witnessed in my entire career covering tech. Phones are getting more expensive after they launch. The Oppo K13, a fantastic budget phone, went from about 15,000 rupees to 23,000. The iQOO Neo 10 jumped up by 3,000 rupees. The basic rule of tech, that things get cheaper over time, is officially broken. And it's not just older models getting more expensive. New phones are launching at way higher prices. The iQOO 13 launched at 55,000 rupees. This year's model, the iQOO 15, launched at 73,000. That is an 18,000 rupee jump in a single generation. This isn't a prediction anymore, this is our new reality. So what does this all mean for those big holiday sales we all love to wait for? Well, the era of massive discounts is probably fading away. When demand for parts is this high and the supply is this tight, why would manufacturers offer those huge price cuts we're used to? They don't have to. The entire supply and demand equation has been turned upside down. So, given this new, more expensive world we're living in, what's the smart move? What's the new playbook? Let's break down the new strategy for how you should be buying tech from now on. The old mindset was always patience is a virtue, that good things and good deals come to those who wait. The new mindset has to be that your time has immense value. Waiting 7 or 8 months for a new iPhone means 7 or 8 months that you could have been more productive, more creative, or just more connected with a device you already need today. So here it is. This is the simple, practical rule for this new era. Once you've figured out which phone you want, find out when its successor is expected to launch. If that date is more than 3 or 4 months away, just buy the current one now. I'm serious. The tiny incremental upgrade you might get just isn't worth the lost time and the very real risk of a major price hike. If it's less than that, okay, maybe the wait is justifiable. So I have to ask you directly, are you still planning to wait it out for that big Diwali sale? Or the next big online shopping festival? I mean, we already saw that the Republic Day sales earlier this year had pretty weak discounts. With the shortages we're seeing in RAM and GPUs, expecting deep price cuts later this year is a huge gamble. And honestly, the odds are not in your favor. The main takeaway here is really simple. Stop waiting. The market isn't rewarding patience anymore. The smart move now is to value your own time over the ghost of a big discount that probably isn't even coming. So the question to ask yourself isn't, what will I gain by waiting? It's, what am I losing every single day that I do?